the deal, man. Politicking the podcast back. We here at Rigor Mortis Studios, man, downtown San Bernardino. Spot for creators, man. We got everything in-house, man. Photography, podcast setup. We got the recording booth, man. All creators, man. Y'all gotta come down here, man. Check us out, man. Google politicking broadcasting, and it'll lead you right here. So, sitting here with my boy Michael, man. We finna politic one time. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, my name is Michael. My artist name is Law. I'm really nobody, but I'm striving to be somebody.
I like that intro, man. So, is that your mantra? Is that the creed you live by?
I believe that everybody is nobody, and they believe that they are somebody, and people around them amplify that. And it's a humbling anchor for me. To be nobody is to also create and strive to also think and know I'm somebody.
So, Law, how did you come up with that as your stage name?
Well, my daddy named me Michael Lawrence Koczynski, and Lawrence was one of my most hated middle names. I just didn't like it, and I figured from something that I didn't like, I can make it into something that is beautiful. So, Law, it just means I'm the law. I want to come as an artist. I want to represent the laws of art and how it's how to respect it and how people are disrespecting.
So how did you get into being an artist?
My dad, he sung in the choir, and I was a pastor's kid myself, and all I can remember from growing up is my dad playing records and my dad singing along to Whitney Houston, the Etta James, beautiful, beautiful artists, and it's just been in me, the rhythm, the art, the flow. I really didn't play any sports, so more time went to appreciating what art was, what art is. My thought process goes to how I can impact it, how I can be a person to represent it, and if I'm representing it in a positive manner,
So where are you from? You from out here?
I'm from, I was born in Long Beach, raised kind of Long Beach, Compton, Florida, back to here, mainly San Bernardino for quite some time. It's kind of, familiar city for me.
Well, as far as San Bernardino, man, it's a lot of culture coming back into the city. It's a lot of life being breathed right downtown where we are. And it's a breath of fresh air, man, because for a long time, San Bernardino was just dusty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To say the least.
Yeah, this is a desert, man. There's not a lot of water, in a sense. People being led to be that thirstiness. Everybody's pretty dry out here, so they move to a place that's thriving, like maybe Los Angeles, and they think this place has too much. Everything's already flowing, and you got to catch that. This is a real canvas for something to grow because nobody is really hitting and flowing. So now these opportunities are amazing because this is our area. This is an area where things can grow if we just feed it a little bit of water. And it's keep that river flowing so that this desert can be fruitful and it can be nature. It can be something that's beautiful.
So what type of music do you make?
I would say I make music, the type of music I make is, it's like a free form. Everybody, the production wise, it's, a couple of snares, a couple of drums, maybe reverse synths, but I would say as a whole, it's more soulful. It's like a feeling type of music. It's not really rap. It's not really, singing. It's kind of a bit of both. It's more just a free form of expression on the type of music that I want it to sound like. If expression, how would you want to express music, on a canvas? And this is how I want to represent it, is how a person feels. How would that be implemented into sound?
So the record is your canvas.
It is. It is definitely my canvas. It is something that I believe when people just would listen to it, it'll be amplified and they'll be able to feel as deeply as I have felt while creating and spending time on it. That's why it takes time, because you can't just invoke an emotion out of nowhere. You have to feel it. You have to go through something. That's why best albums come out when people go through breakups or heartaches or something in their life or their record label. I know a rapper can spit a hardcore diss against their record label if they like that, and it's because of how much that they're feeling. big sense, it's like a canvas is blank until you decide to feel, and your mind represents how you want it to feel when you drew, when you painted, when you brushed. That's how I feel. It's like music is like my canvas, and I'm just gonna just go at it, you know.
So what projects do you have out right now? Just working on singles?
Currently, I have nothing out right now. I do not.
Why not? So what's the plan?
I am waiting because I believe that when the true sound, you know, best things come when you wait. You know, they always say you have a better relationship the more time you spend with your significant other, the more time you spend being friendship. So this relationship with music is something that I'm building. I'm not taking lightly. You know, I'm taking it seriously, and I feel like between the beginning of this year and my actual start of wanting to produce and actually get music down and lyrics and everything freeform until now, I've been able to perform. I performed at one of Future Soul's events. Just my lyrics, just a poem, and it was about 2 weeks ago. It was really fun. It was really active. I had no sound, even though I had a sound. I just didn't play it, and I was filling in, and I was just so excited. I was shaking. Man, I was like, yo, this is real. But the fact that people enjoy the words, exactly what I was saying, it made me feel like, not that I needed their verification, but the fact that I feel like I'm on the right path. I feel like I'm in an area that is not easily given, but what I'm saying is going to be felt. What I'm saying is going to be listened to. People are going to want to listen because it's real.
Most time people go through life without paying much mind or attention to the people watching them, so they go without noticing their own influence, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get on that stage and all eyes on you, you feel it. It's real. It's tangible.
Yeah.
It's something you can grab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's kind of scary.
It really is.
But at the same time, it's no other feeling, man. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
I grew up playing sports, man,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that moment right before you start that just your emotions are running high,
Yeah.
your heart is jumping out your chest, and you're
Yeah.
ready to get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your adrenaline's at its peak, and it's just preparing you to perform. You know, at that peak performance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's that euphoric state.
Yeah.
That
You
people
get.
don't like. It can be fear
Mm-hmm.
if you choose to let it be fear, or it can be your greatest adversary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that energy puts you in a power place if you capture it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is why Beyonce is like one of the greatest performances, because she doesn't know where this energy comes from, but when it's there, she knows how to capture it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And go for it all. I didn't see her fall and jump back up and not miss a beat.
Whoa.
And that right there is like impeccable, man.
Yeah.
She got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that energy is something that people have to see, and it's not seen a lot because there's a lot of distractions. You know, when in your own free time, I'm pretty sure everybody has been in a place where they had to face a challenge, so they had to think, I'm gonna overcome this, whether it was from like homework to an activity that you have to do at your job, something that you have to perform to. You have the mindset, and that energy comes, and if you focus it in the right direction, it allows you to do things that you didn't know you could do before. So in an area like going up on stage to all these people, it's like that energy is so, it's so powerful, and you have to have a mindset on where it needs to go. Like your body needs to be trained, and that's why practice is perfect for those type of artists. But it's number one. But if people kind of believe all the time that energy is there, they can accomplish so much more. Because the lack of your energy, your confidence, your mindset, the fact that you don't see it, then you won't believe it, and it won't become.
And that's why people talk about auras, because your body is filled with a spirit, and it gives off energy at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say, "Oh, I feel lethargic," "Ooh, I feel down,"
Mm-hmm.
that's an energy.
Yeah.
So you're actually projecting a
Mm-hmm.
negative energy,
Yup.
and you're not lacking energy. You're in the wrong energy form. You know what I'm saying?
You're in the wrong area.
Exactly.
Your mindset is not in the right place. So of course, your tongue is the most powerful thing that you have. So what you confess, what you've been thinking, is it has to be on the same wavelength, or else what you're saying will happen, and what you're thinking won't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, even though you would want to feel better, if you're saying you're not better, then you're gonna stay not better. You're gonna stay in that rut. So it's a matter of, I believe I am going to do this, and thinking that and picturing it, then your expression, your mindset is going to automatically move your body. It's not going to change. It's going to stay. You are wanting to strive to be something. The reason you are not, the reason that you are still there, is because you don't see it. You don't see yourself in that position. So therefore, the place where you're at right now, your body's going to stay. It doesn't want to get up.
Mm-hmm.
It's
But at the same time, they know that it's a lot of work to get to where you want. So that's the devil right there, tempting you, and that's why they say the devil is a lie, because the devil's telling you you can't do it.
Yep.
The devil's telling you you don't got the energy. The devil's telling you
It's like
to not live your purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And like my daddy always told me, your mind is the devil's playground, and you're so easily allowing your mind to be used as a playground. It's your mind controls your body. The physical warfare that you have against your spiritual man is everly present. So the thing that people have to focus on, and it's real, is that your body is controlled by your mind. Control your mind. Understand where it's at. Speak to it. Think about it. Sit time to think. Don't be distracted. Technology is the best key at the moment as the biggest distraction against people not healing.
And hip hop.
Oh, hip hop.
Hip hop is the biggest distraction ever, and this is why there's more millionaires in hip hop than ever, because they will shell out these dollars to keep you distracted.
Exactly.
And now that it's distracting the young white kids too,
oh yeah,
they're gonna pay even more dollars to keep you distracted.
Because now it's not just a cultural thing; it's a worldly thing. People think it's so easy, and it's like it's a bit of a disrespect to it. It started off beautiful, and in a different sense, people were speaking and they were talking from a place that they came from, where they knew, where they related, where they were like, I grew up in this area where I know I could go down the street and probably hear a gunshot, somebody doing this, somebody robbing that. We still ain't say nothing. That's the rule. You see no evil, man. I don't know what happened. But the fact that they weren't able to express it then, they took that and they formed it into what people can relate to that are still going through that same struggle. And that's them speaking on it at that moment. They wanted to put that on paper to say, hey, we're there too.
You see, but another thing that I'm seeing nowadays is these rappers, that there's no role models. There's absolutely no role models.
Nope.
And this is why a 16, 17-year-old rapper can blow up and have all these people following him or looking up to him when he's a 17-year-old boy. So I can't look down on him as far as the type of content or the things that he's into, because when I was 17, I was a mess.
Yeah.
And I was into the same shit that you was into now. So I can't talk shit about what you're talking about.
Exactly.
When I was 17, I lived it. But it's the lack of role models that has us out here, 17-year-olds, leading the pack.
Exactly.
Becoming role models whether they want to or not. We hit on influence. And these 17, 18-year-old rappers are the most influential people to some in some of these kids' lives.
Yeah, yeah.
And their music is literally like their diary, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
That we're that lost and lack that many lack direction.
Exactly. I believe that the rappers are the new pastors, and that's why the churches are losing their people, because the kids see that, oh well, this guy can go, steal and kill and make it acceptable, or even go and try to flex for no reason when they know dang well that's probably just a little bit of money for here and there. Like, they don't understand the industry, so then their mind said, well, I can do it. But the moment that they get into it, they're in jail and they rapping about nonsense. You have to understand that when you're in a spotlight, when you are representing music, when you're representing art, when you're representing a form that other people, other artists have been using for years to promote a different message, to promote what they actually feel, not what their situational ordinance is, not what they just got 5 days ago, which is 30 grand because somebody wants to sign off on a single that they didn't even probably even make. They just, it looks like an image, so might as well put them up there. The kid, then what they're gonna feed them. They're gonna give them the girls. They're gonna give them extra money, all the booze. Of course, it's gonna get into all this bunch of stuff. Long and behold, you have years go by and they start to fall off. They become nobody because they don't know what it is.
And then all these music videos with all these girls twerking.
Oh my God,
it's crazy because they're more naked than ever, and they don't get paid.
They don't.
The old video girls actually had clothes on, and they got paid.
Exactly.
And you're absolutely like. She was showing me something where the girl was on a jet ski ass naked.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it like, what? Why does this even make sense?
It's the best way to advertise. Of course, it's going to appeal to young kids, and the kids are actually what's making things trend. So of course, the industry is going to aim at the best. They happened back before when they had things like Nickelodeon, or maybe like Nick at now, like Cartoon Network, where they would promote these kids' toys. They would promote toys super late at night because they know the kids are going to bug their parents about it. So then kids got bored with that. They didn't want that anymore. Technology looks more appealing, so then they hit them on YouTube, they hit them on the music, and the number one thing that's promoting as music is trying to be more, feeling more like you're here, like you can relate to the people that are around you. And they're taking something as, stereotypical as, African people, they listen to, us people, we listen to rap. That's our culture. That's what it's deprived from that. So some white kid, living a different life is trying to represent that. Some white lady's gonna get freaking cornrows because she believes, I'm gonna be acceptable, when she's not even being herself. Then becomes more. Then it hits more of a trend. You have technology to spread it.
Exactly. And then the top rappers in the game don't even care about the culture. And it's crazy how Migos made 2-3 culture albums named this child culture.
Exactly.
But you came out and said, I don't care about the culture.
Exactly.
I'm in it for the money.
It's
kind of like a contradiction. How are you calling your stuff culture and branding culture, calling your music culture, and then turning around and saying, fuck the culture?
Exactly. You're not, it's all retch and no vomit. It's going nowhere. We're at a stasis now in rap culture where people care more about the money, and therefore it's bringing up a generation to just care about the money. That's it, and they don't want to do it justice. They don't want it to sound right.
Get the bag.
I gotta get that bag.
Secure the bag.
That's what it gotta be, man.
Secure the bag.
Anything I can do to get it. Like, it's like y'all will still and do things out of your norm to be what, and you don't even know what that even entitles when you get into the industry. You don't even know what it's going to be when you get there. Not to mention that you're spreading it to more, and you don't even know what you're saying. When you get to a point to see, I'm this idol, and what I've been saying has been complete shit, then you will look at the generations, and you wonder why they're so screwed up. You wonder why they don't give a fuck about what's happening in this day and age. They wonder why nobody wants to do that.
But you gotta think about, we were raised in church, but the black church as a whole was no longer a staple in the black community.
It wasn't.
For our parents, for our grandparents, the black church was a staple in the backbone of the community.
Yeah.
So even though we're raised in church, it didn't really have nothing to do with our outside lives, outside of the church walls or the church function.
Exactly.
And church used to do events in the community.
Bring us
now
together.
black churches only do events within their walls,
Exactly.
on their property.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do something, they're charging you $30, $40 a ticket to go to the park to
Exactly.
participate.
Exactly. It's showing how we see it represents how they're making the church a business. It's a representation of how they're losing faith because they're not understanding that what the church really was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a beacon of hope. It was a beacon for people to come to get fed, not just physically but spiritually, to get their mind right.
And first of all, it was information, and this is what we lack, is true information. Most of us get our information from memes and shit through Instagram, and 99% of that shit is fake or unvetted. They don't understand that journalism versus blogging.
Mm-hmm.
Before blogging came along, journalists had their own columns,
Exactly.
which would be considered a blog now.
Exactly.
But these columns, all your sources have to be cited and vetted.
It was real.
Your information had to be real.
Mm-hmm.
This blogging shit came in, and now everybody just can say what they want or talk about whatever they want.
Trend.
And they cannot have no information, no background, can see a meme and go on for 30 minutes talking about their opinion about the information they seen in the meme without looking into anything else.
Nobody wants to do the research. Everybody wants to just stay, because it's easier for them not to seek it out, not to seek out true information. It's easier to just open up your phone, go on Instagram, go on Reddit, iFunny, Tumblr, Twitter. It's easier to go there and think, you know what, this is what I want to learn today. This is you're doing it unconsciously. The moment you wake up, people go on your phone, and what are the first thing that person sees? The feed. Well, what is the feed? You're deciding what you want to see, but in all reality, the businessmen of the media are deciding what's really going on. They're allowing for this. It's fake news. It's fake, and nobody wants to seek out what's really happening in the times. I don't think that anybody around my age, there's very few people that I know, I can ask them, well, what happened on the news yesterday? What was reported? What was the facts that were reported? Because I saw a meme, the meme could be funny, like a house catching on fire and somebody make a meme out of it because the helicopter maybe missed it. But I didn't even watch the facts. I don't know what could have happened. But the fact that it showed up on my feed, I'm like, okay, I know it. And it's becoming, in a sense, people are getting this Google effect and thinking that it's so easy to receive it that they don't have to take time to go learn it.
So how do you feel about these Instagram influencers that walk around trying to give motivational speeches in the parking lot wearing 19 gold chains?
Yup.
Talking about, you can live like this.
You can do it. You can do it yourself. You can
get up off your ass.
Exactly. You can be a baller. Like, you can be clout. Let's get it.
How do you feel about that?
God, I think that it's just another scheme, and it's bigger businesses using people and people's images as a way to make profit. It's a way for these huge businesses to take an influencer, to take somebody's face, and to simply put it in a position where it is shown and it is bought into. It's not real. It's not real to relate to. It's not real for a person that's going. I go to work every day. I don't carry around 6,000 gold chains. I don't have 10 bands in my back pocket. I don't wear the freshest freaking. I don't got these, none of that crap. I'm a regular person. I want to heal real shit. I want to be influenced by real shit. I want to know that the person that is talking on Instagram is giving me feedback, facts, because receipts don't lie. That's what I want, is for people to see that you're giving into it. You're saying that you're against the culture. You're saying that you're against the big man, the big business, but you're buying into it so easily because you're not even willing to do research yourself. You're not even willing to try to even relate to the people. If you're really going to relate to me, if you're really going to be real to me, sit in front of a freaking liquor store, then preach your message. Tell me what you feel about being there, because that's the realest thing that you can feel. That's hardcore. You're forgetting about it, man. Like, Nobody cares about your clout. Nobody cares about your sandals. Nobody cares about your Gucci bags. You look stupid. All that shit don't make you a thug. All that shit don't make you relevant. All that shit just makes you look stupid. Because you're buying into it. You're gonna die in your money. That's all it is.
It's crazy, man. So how you feel about Kanye West, man? We were talking about church.
Kanye blessed.
We're talking about the church, man, and
yeah.
how he's doing his Sunday service.
Oh God. Jesus help him. He needs to be shown a way. He needs to be shown something. I mean, I think that it is smart for a business. You're buying a ticket to go to service to get a blessing. That's not how I remember it. You go to service and you get into it. Last time I checked, Sunday I can go to any church for free. I can walk in there. They say if you feel like the service fed you spiritually, then be a blessing to the church. Give back. It's not a question. It's not a single-handedly, oh, you gotta pay to play. Yeah. No, I'm going. You go to Jesus is King freaking concert. You're gonna be spending $2,000 just to sit in the nosebleeds.
So I've seen video, like little clips of what's going on, and he's just sitting there playing two keys. But you know he technically is not a trained pianist.
No, he's not.
So he's out there like he's
doing it,
playing the piano, but he's
just all beats and sounds.
One finger.
That's it.
Do do do. Jesus, yeah. And I'm not amazed, and I'm kind of wondering what the hype was. You know what I'm saying?
I think that
it kind of was like it was confusing.
Yeah,
to say the least.
I think between the last 4 years, he's preached too many different messages. You're promoting too many different things, and people are seeing between the cracks. You can't go from I am a God to I'm a worship God. So which one is it? Are you worshiping yourself, or are you actually, which God are you talking about? You talking about the same God? I'm gonna make Christian albums. So what's so Christian about it?
But you can't repent. So you
can.
Don't think that there's no repentance?
I believe you can repent, but I believe that history will show a person's true identity. It's always trackable. A person has to have consistency. A person that goes to church and wants to be saved, they act different. They're not the same when they first came there. They're not dressed the same. They're not talking the same. They're not talking to the same people. It's a representation of you. Is who you are. So you surround yourself. Who is he surrounded by? What is he represent? The Kardashians. What? Last time I checked, does Kim have any talents?
Well, according to a lot of men,
she could bake, right? I heard she got some good baking skills. I think
from what I seen on the urinal, she didn't really have too many.
She didn't. They got A$AP Rocky out of jail, but did they really? Did they? What was the difference? Who was
Trump
this
actually did that.
Trump did that. Their speech.
And they said that he did it for the clout.
He did
Trump
just,
did that.
Come on, it's you can't. We know why these people got famous. We know why. We know why. We know what they said. We know exactly what. It's like they make memes out of it. Kanye, they have a full meme about you, talking about that full interview. Are you a god, right? So it's like, well, what if you're going to say I am changing my ways? Then I would think that an album or maybe even a speech or a real heartfelt communication skill with the people who are buying, with the people who will love him, who are really there.
But did you watch that interview where he said he was a god though?
Yeah, it's
because
it's pretty long.
From what I got out of it, he was saying that they were blackballing him, and he didn't give a fuck, and he gonna hold his nuts, and he gonna get it done anyway, and he's gonna find the strength within himself because he's a god. He's that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it was more braggadocious than it was actually literal.
Yeah, I would say so.
If you really pay attention,
I would say so.
And you put it into context in the interview.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I would say so. I mean, everybody, they always say, you never know. He could be coming back. It could be a different Kanye. And if so, thank God. Because I've been waiting for some good music. I go listen to that album. It's real. I think I can still represent that person who they are. Anybody can come back. That's what the Bible is there for.
So Jesus is king. You gonna knock that?
I'm gonna give it a listen. I'm gonna have to give it. I might have to buy a CD if it's that good. I'm gonna have to become a believer in who he represents today. Who is Kanye today? Who is he really? What has gone through? If you're talking to us, are you talking to us, or are you talking through the money? That's real. That's all he sees.
Mm-hmm.
What else conversation you about to have?
I don't know. I don't think he's. We don't know what his intentions are, because he went through a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
And then he started threatening Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And doing all type of crazy stuff. And you already know Jay-Z got them hitters, so we're playing with Jay-Z.
Yeah, you can't be playing with Jay-Z. Been in the game long, real long, yeah.
Like, we're playing with that man.
That's
the wrong one.
That's lyrical right there. That's a real one.
So I don't know. After that, you know, he
lost.
He lost everybody. Like Virgil and everybody used to be with him. Virgil did the deal with Nike.
Yep.
He kind of felt slighted because Yeezys outsold Jordan.
Yep.
And then Nike didn't give me no deal, but you give it to Virgil.
Yeah. That was real. That's
you
real.
Know what
like,
I'm saying?
why would you do that? Yeah.
But that's that. What's this? That narcissism.
Yeah, exactly.
To make everything about you. Why can't you be happy for the man? Why can't you see other people's success and accept it?
As an
Cuddy start to outgrow you and have his own success, and you start to hate on him.
Yep.
You start to try to take his music, take his songs.
Yep.
So Cuddy had to leave you.
Was
Travis Scott had to wait fucking 9 years for his first debut now to pop. Because you taking all his beats, you taking all his flows.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Why can't you let the people that if you putting on people, then why don't you let them? They're gonna outgrow you.
It's his hunger.
If they're really that talented and they are going to outgrow you, and that's what I want. Everybody I work with, I want to see you live your best life.
Yeah.
When I started with Future Soul, that started in my studio.
Yeah.
Now to go out and see them doing things in the community is beautiful. I love it. I want to see everybody win, and everybody doesn't have that. That heart or those intentions.
Those are real.
And it's clear that Kanye doesn't have that intention for anybody that he works with.
Yeah, it's a lot of hunger. It's gluttony. He's stuck in what he wants to stay as an image, and also how much he wants to get paid. It's like, why are you so upset if you have accomplishments? Like, you got the same plate, same utensils, and you just mad because another person got more food? No, eat what's on your plate, because I'm not gonna shy away from it. That's food. That could be more food for somebody else. Think about somebody that ain't got nothing, and you still sitting here mad. I feel like his music would have become greater if he wasn't so hungry for a vision that was not him. I get that you are somebody. I get that you become somebody because of how great your craft is. But don't lose the mindset of where you started, because then you get lost in exactly what you wouldn't want to be lost in. It needs to be more. We as men, we as people, we represent a lot in our daily lives. We influence people, even the smallest people. It could be from shaking hands or giving a burger to a homeless man as an influence to being on stage and performing to millions of people. No matter what, who you are needs to be grounded, or else what you craft and what you show out is not going to be you. It's not going to be organic. It's going to be represented by your other thought processes, what you really, really, really want. Like, be you. Be you. You don't have to get lost because you want to stay in that scenery.
Like, I don't know, people tend to change themselves purposely to kind of fit their agenda.
Yeah, I think.
Instead of finding themselves and making the world yield to them.
Yeah.
I'm big on dictating energy.
Oh yeah.
I never want you to change my energy. So everything I do is to try to control my energy and try to control scenarios.
Yeah.
So if you high, I'm going low.
Yeah.
If you low, I'm going high.
Exactly.
Because
you gotta be
I need to dictate the energy, because if not, I might lose myself in your energy.
Exactly.
In your vibe. And that's not an option.
Yeah, it's not you. It's somebody else. I want to stay as humble as possible. When I tell people I'm an artist, I say my name is Michael, and when I go perform, I'm nobody. I'm literally nobody. I was born, I grew up, I was fed. I'm nobody. But the fact that I believe and I know that I am Michael, that I am somebody to myself, people will believe in me because my image of myself, confidence will grow. It will grow the fastest when you honestly believe who you are. People will love you for who you are 9 times out of 10. They say that to every single guy. Just be yourself when you talk to a homeboy. Be yourself. Don't act like nobody else because maybe she just loves you for who you are. It makes you special, makes you unique. And that's what people want, is unique, organic. The best things that people love is things that are different. So if you are yourself, that could be different to millions. And everybody would love and blow it up, but people would lose. If today I were to sign $100 million deal, whatever record label, whatever the case may be, I got the money in my pocket, I'm not moving out of my place. No. I'm going to stay there because that's where the greatest art came from. It's from my position.
Like Nipsey really showed with the Proud to Pay campaign, he really showed the world the void of what's really going on. Like he put things into context. He said, I've been rapping for 9 years. I know I got at least 1,000 loyal fans. And if I sell this $100 album to 1,000 loyal fans, that's $100,000.
Yep.
In 3 days, this nigga made $1 million.
Yep. 3 days.
He sold himself short.
Yep.
He thought he only had 1,000. He had even more, and that's just the belief in yourself. Like, and there's so many different ways to monetize than to sell out.
He knows his worth.
Exactly.
He knows what he's worth. He knows. He doesn't change it. He knows exactly the streets that he came from. He represented it to the day he died. Never changed. But his music, his art, it represented how he really felt. It was him. It was him. And it just showed the fact that just because you have all this money doesn't mean you lose respect from the roots. The moment you pull up your roots, that plant dies.
You see, but that's an example of staying true to yourself the whole time throughout the whole journey.
Yep.
So we never had to see a different Nip.
Yep.
Because Nip was Nip the whole time.
The whole time.
I was never nothing else. You might see the growth in the maturation, but other than that, I was 100 with you through the whole journey.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that is an inspiration within itself.
Exactly.
So 2020 coming up, man.
Yeah, I got the album dropping next year. I do got the album dropping.
We got the presidential election. Man.
Yeah.
Who's your candidate?
Kanye 2020. I think that was a good pick.
Couldn't have predicted that.
Honestly, I believe that right now I don't even have a pick. I don't see it. America can be run by pretty much any face. But we as people, we are American. We don't need somebody in the office. We as America, we make the office. Our tax money goes into their pockets. What we make, they already getting. But yet, our leaders are still shit. Completely. How they are, their representation of us, that's not my president. He doesn't represent me. What has he ever done for me? 4 years? Cool. Nice to know that you're in a seat that I'm never going to see, probably never going to sit down in, never going to be around in a position. You're running a business? Cool. Thank you for running this business. Bernie was my top pick, but I don't think he's going to make that.
Nah, because if you look at Elizabeth Warren right now, is the front runner. Biden's right behind him.
Yeah, Biden's
But
right.
Biden with all his old prison reform and how we talk about the system, but Biden is one of the key components in the system
Yeah.
that keeps black people locked up.
Exactly.
And this was the first black president's running mate.
Mhm.
This is who he chose
Yep.
to be his vice president.
That's crazy, right? That's conspiracy. That's a real life conspiracy. That doesn't make sense. It's like you surround yourself with people that are going to represent you. What does Biden represent?
Prison reform.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Bernie Sanders, I think he was part of that bill too.
you could be right. Yeah, I think you could be right. Yeah.
Kamala Harris, she was out there. She looked terrible in all the debates.
This garbage is trash.
For the first black woman to try to run for president, she's done a terrible job.
Yeah.
And I have to say,
It's a
man,
bad representation of us.
Charlemagne the God endorsed her,
Yeah.
trying to get her some headway, and that's how everybody looked into her in the first
Mhm.
place.
Yeah.
That's why she gained the whatever
Yeah.
rankings in the polls that she did, because Charlemagne did her some service, but
Yeah.
she did a terrible job. Bernie, he's so
not-
far out of it.
Yeah, he's not there.
Elizabeth Warren, Trump just beat Hillary Trump.
Yep.
He just beat you. He just beat an old white woman.
Mhm.
He just beat you.
Yep.
Why do you think that you're gonna run an old white woman again and beat Trump?
Yep.
That's why they're going for this impeachment,
Yep.
because they know that they threw Biden out there and they thought that he was gonna be a big fish, and it was a splash
Just the face.
because they were like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna bring Obama
got
as his
something.
vice president." Another meme.
Yeah. Another meme. Another
First of all,
information. Yeah.
Obama told Biden not to do it.
Nope. Can't do it.
Obama looked Biden in the eye and said, "Don't run against this nigga. You're gonna embarrass yourself."
Exactly.
And he did it anyway. So now they're going for these articles of impeachment,
Mm-hmm.
which really doesn't mean anything.
It don't mean nothing. It's already
And
done.
it's just a bunch of signatures. You probably signed it standing outside in
Yep.
front of Walmart. You probably signed that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's the first
It's
person.
just some fancy words that's going on right now.
Yeah.
Articles of impeachment means that they're just trying to bring up enough evidence to even be able for the judge to say, "Okay, I'll listen to
Yep.
you."
Exactly.
So they're
barely
just trying to build up enough information to get somebody to listen.
Yeah. It's.
They ain't even got.
it's
So when they bring up these articles of impeachment, it's really just what they refer to as filibustering or just stalling.
yeah. It's. He's already done his term.
You're just stalling the process and trying to slander him as much as possible, so that you can have Google
Mm-hmm.
hack into the servers
Yep.
and try to manipulate.
Exactly.
Because Google has already came out
Yep.
and admitted to
That's news.
manipulating information
Yep.
in the last 2 elections, and so that you couldn't find anything positive about the candidate that they're going against.
Yep.
So if you looking for positive stuff about Trump, if you enter it into Google, their search engines automatically only feed you negative filters.
Mm-hmm.
So it filters out any positive, blocks any positive Trump news out there.
Yep.
So that if you enter into Google and you see all this negative Trump shit, you think that that's all
regular,
that exists.
That's normal. Yeah.
And who used Yahoo? Who used Bing?
Nobody anymore.
Nobody. So everybody's going through Google, and the information you get through Google is manipulated.
Yeah. I stopped using. I use DuckDuckGo. It's a true website, and they give you the raw diggity, the real shit of it, no matter what. Like, I use that because I got tired of that. Like, they're not giving me real. I need realness. Like, this whole election has been tampered with. The presidential, it's how business would have been run. You got technology, so of course it's going to be a way for you to tamper with it. It's the easiest way to. You got people with these polls that are going through. It's easy enough for a hacker to just change it from 1 million to 2 million votes on one person. It's like things have already been admitted. I think that Trump is just a face, and the fact that they're trying to impeach this late, there's no reason to. It's time served.
Are you familiar with Dick Gregory?
I have heard of Dick Gregory. Yes.
So Dick Gregory ran for president,
Mm-hmm.
and the polls had accidentally got manipulated,
exactly.
and he actually won.
He won the whole
and
thing.
they had to recant
He would have been the first African American. Yep.
I forget what election that was.
But
Dick Gregory is actually the first elected black president.
Exactly.
Because they cheated and manipulated
and they took it back.
And put the votes for the wrong motherfucker and then took it back.
It was proof that they were trying to do it.
And that was in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Technology nowadays. It's easy.
We in the 2019, man, so
it's just a snap.
It's crazy, man, like.
From your phone.
And then with Hillary Clinton getting hacked by the Russians, who knows what was on that server?
Exactly.
And they over 64 times. So they had control of your server.
Yeah.
Not your computer, because the computer has a hard drive.
Yeah.
A server is 100 hard drives in one.
The whole thing.
They had 64 times they had complete control of your server with all the government information on it. And this is and Obama pardoned her so that she could run for president.
That's true. That's crazy. That's the whole thing.
And politics is so grimy out here, man. And then we end up with Trump, and then everybody's mad. But if you looked at the ladder of what they were doing, man.
Yeah, I feel like to be honest, you got it's good and evil. It's a balance. It's equaling it out because you have a man who his face, what he says, and how he goes about things, his attitude is completely just rude. He's a bigot. But his actions have shown more progress than the past 3 presidents, like coming from
Bush Senior.
Bush Senior. The amount of money and revenue, he's a businessman. For once, even though most people didn't like it, America was run the way that it was intended to as a business. Funding, there's unemployment rate is up 4%. We know this. It's different. It's a different America. He may say a lot of crap, and yeah, I don't think he should be in office much longer because he could offend people, and that's people that have other powers that can just simply because he said something rude out of an emotional just rage, America's gone. He made America more money, and that's the most that I can say I believe he's done good for this country is making revenue.
So if he does get a second term, what do you think that'll do to America?
I think that America is going to have a target on its head for if he has another 4 years. It's going to be a target, and the other countries are not going to want to align with a big brother mentality, with I'm running all the axes.
Yes, but all the big money people in the Middle East already, Israel,
it's already
Dubai, all these Middle Eastern countries, is that new money. Y'all been dealing with these European countries all this time, and now Trump and that's why they're really mad, and that's why the Republicans are mad, because he got in office and he think he gonna keep doing deals with the Queen of England in the British Bank.
He went to a different place.
No, he went over to the Middle East.
He
started fucking with that new money, that oil money, and that's the same motherfuckers that they've been going to war with since World War I.
Yeah.
Trying to take all their money and resources because you know what I'm saying? That shit is real.
Yeah, it's very real. I think what he did was just want to put himself in a position where he was in the flames. He was in the area. He's president of the United States. I'm going to go to a place where other people feel scared, or we made an attack for no reason because they were trying to fight for oil in a place where they could just simply go over there and make another deal. It was hated. Then not to mention things in the backlines, going to war, staging things that have to do with New York, staging those things in order to represent something more, in order to give more money for the army, just so we can go get oil, just so that America can run more. Because that's a basis of commission right there. That's another line. You can't control other areas, so you have to be friends. You have to communicate, because if not, you have a full country. One person is representing a full country, and their actions, how they react, is going to offend somebody who could be running a whole country and has more power and doesn't know what to do with it. it's going to get out of hand.
The scales can be tipped at any moment
Exactly.
for anything.
Hmm.
And politics is a funny thing, man.
Yeah, politics.
So one more time, man. Shout out your IG.
Hey yo, you know it's law.loves. I'm nobody, but I am Michael. I'm gonna be somebody because I always believe. Thank you for hearing me out today. Thank you for having me. I do appreciate it.
For
You know it's
man.
good. I'm gonna be coming back. You
For
already
sure, we
know.
gonna work, man.
Hey man, thank you.
Politicking the podcast, man. We on every major everything, man. Check us out.